Hi, this is Will Gray. I very rarely get chances to get on the computer anymore, let alone sit down and do something like this. But since I had the opportunity, I figured, may as well use it, right? So here I am, making you something. See what you think. This idea originally started with my sister. You should know her by now, if you've been watching me at all. And she did a play that she was a member of a puppet theater, and they were doing a play called 1,000 Paper Cranes. And it's about a little girl who died from leukemia due to the radiation of the Nagasaki blast. And when she heard that she was dying of leukemia, she remembered an old legend about origami cranes. And the legend is, if you can fold 1,000 of them, then you are granted a wish. And she started folding and folding and folding, and fortunately the leukemia got her. But a monument was raised to her right where the blast happened. And from what I understand, every year as an anniversary, thousands of people send thousands of cranes to this memorial. But the idea of this folding 1,000 cranes for a wish, I liked the idea. You know, if you take the idea, the concept that, you know, what is a wish but a field of intent? And I believe in field of intent. I believe in it greatly. I have seen it used throughout my life, throughout other people's lives, and I know that field of intent can manifest. It can create physically using the quantum theorem and ideas of, you know, send a particle through this field and see what it looks like on the other side. And if you're watching it, it's a particle. But if you're not watching it, there is no observer. The reaction that it has acts more like an energy wave. And it's the actual act of observing it that snaps it into a superposition and makes it a physical particle. So your field of intent, of the acknowledgement of its existence, makes it real. Well, that's on a minor level. But what if you put a field of intent into an object? Say, for points being, a little square of paper. And you put your field of intent, your strength, your belief, your will, if you will. And the act of folding it is giving the will to it, because the idea is to fold 1,000. And so every one you fold, you are folding towards a goal. And so when you are completed, you will have your field of intent times 1,000. My field of intent and the natural ability it has to manifest its environment in the system around me, which is a constant. You know, you hear the phrase, you know, go looking for evil, you'll find it. Well, that's partly because of a manifestation of your own thought and your perception of what's going on around you. Doing it 1,000 times on a single concept, you know, that could definitely get enough energy going and enough field of intent going to truly create something wonderful. So that's my goal. And what I've been doing is taking these 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch pieces of paper and I've been folding them. Now I have a stack that I'm working on right here, and that stack is a smaller part of a bundle. Now, if you can see carefully, the rubber band goes halfway, and that's because this is 100 and this is 100, so that's 200. That's 600 pieces of paper. Alright, now, I initially started off with 1,000. This is number 243. And, the rest of them I have here in a bag. There's a lot of them. And my goal is to fold 1,000. Now, before you go, that's a lot of work, I don't know if you can actually accomplish that. Bear in mind that this is the second set that I am doing. I've already done 1,000. This is my second set. You see, the first one took me a couple months. Every time that I had a free moment, every time I had a second to sit down, I would sit down and I would fold, watching TV, spending time with my wife, you know, listening to music. Every free minute I was folding. And then, when I was all done, I gave the wish away. The initial intent of my wish was that I was going to give it to somebody else who was deserving. And the person I found was very deserving. And now I'm going to make another one. And this one, I'm going to give away as well. Now, a question for you. If you had a wish, what would you wish for? Something to think about. Now, until I talk to you again, much, much love to you. It's what we do.